I would put it on the bun. You could fit the pickles. You could put pickles in the pickles. You can fit the pickles in there. You can fit the pickles in there. Come on.
Some onions.
Pickle chicken sandwich. Take it away, John Frickin Smith.
Welcome to the rabbit hole,
How did we end up on that rabbit hole?
where all you knew is wrong. And rules are just suggestions,
I like the pipe.
made up as we go along.
Shut up, Corn.
Fuck you.
And who knows what you'll find here. Maybe heaven or your worst fears. Whatever it may be, it's yours to keep forever.
Just in time. You've entered a rabbit hole. Please go down further. Where there's philosophy hidden within stupidity.
My nipples are sweating.
What are they doing to that chicken?
They're punching holes in it. You know what?
Man,
I want to
fuck that.
teabag Hank Azaria. He can make weird noises.
You're fucking weird.
You guys are horrible.
Bunyan rings? Like, I wouldn't eat those.
What the fuck? Hey,
Even if it was Paul Bunyan themed, like, you know what I mean?
Anyone-
Like flannel onion rings or something like that. Be like, yeah, I had a heart attack. Fuck you.
it's a sunshiny day.
Yeah. Fat people need love, too. What is up? You are just in time, and I am one of the J&T baggers, known as DJ, or Millie Van Nielsen, whichever. I'm gonna just jump right into it. Occasionally, I think it's a result of, hit like the old hits blunt thing. Watching a movie, you develop weird, random little theories. Sometimes they go deep, sometimes not. But in this one, I'll make it. I'm gonna be brief because the guys aren't here. The other guys aren't here, and I personally don't fully like doing it without them. But at the same time, I don't know. I think I like giving myself a little practice, a little time, a little intimacy time between you and I guess. So, yeah. Recently, I was watching my two favorite 4th of July movies since we recently celebrated the holiday. And by celebrated, I mean I worked and then came home and ate some cold hot dogs and tried to fall asleep to fireworks. That was about it. But my two favorite movies for that particular holiday, because I am one of those cheese balls that, wintertime I start watching the holiday movie, the Christmas movies and whatnot. October I'll watch the horror movies. 4th of July, I have two go-to movies. And I actually watched them on the 3rd because like I said, I was working on the 4th. So one of them is Independence Day. That should be for obvious reasons. I don't think I have to fully explain that. The other is The Patriot. Yes, starring Mel Gibson, not the Steven Seagal one. I started watching. Obviously, I saw these movies when I was like younger. Pretty young. I was a kid, and I never actually paid attention to who directed or anything like that. I didn't realize until very recently that they were both directed by the same guy, Roland Emmerich. Kind of tripped me out. One of those like hits blunt, son of a bitch. And I think that was a result of watching them back to back, and just seeing on my phone like, oh shit. Well, you learn something new every day, I guess. First I started off with the Patriot because that's the Bloodfest movie, and I texted the guys too in our group text, and told them like the same thing. Like, dude, I never paid attention to that they were the same guy that directed both those movies, and neither of them had paid attention either, I guess. So they both hit me with like a whoa, the old Bill and Ted whoa. So yeah, I watched The Patriot first. Love that movie still. I don't care about historical accuracy as far it never claims to be based on a true story. And then I get into Independence Day, and I love that movie for all the nostalgic reasons. Will Smith and his one-liners, I guess the blockbuster just effect that it had. It blew up the fucking White House. It was cool. Now, upon the recent watching of it, my favorite part I think has always been the president's speech towards the end there, right before they go into that big old final battle. And I never really thought about anything surrounding the situation. I always just watched it and just like, hell yeah, they're going to fight. And he gives a big old speech, and the next thing you know, he's getting in one of those planes and shit. Now the movie plays it off like that was pretty much just like a secret plan of his, but I don't know. Which is where I think my stoner brain started kicking in. Not even in a good way, just one of those like, I started thinking and wondering, like, did that president actually plan on going into the sky? Or was he just that pumped up by his own goddamn speech? Because, I mean, it was a hell of a speech. And when he was giving it, there was no indication whatsoever that he was planning on going into the air, jumping into one of those jets. It made me wonder, just like, was that his plan at all? Or did he just get so pumped up by, the crowd and the fact that they were pumped up that he just was like, you know what, I'm getting in a fucking plane too. I'm doing this. Yeah, and it got me also wondering too, because, before that scene, they're talking about, like, they're pretty much plopping civilians into jets. Just, anybody who's got flight experience. But they were at Area 51, and it was like one of the last bases they had left in America, pretty much, or at least the movie played it off like that almost. How many jets do you think Area 51 actually has? And obviously, if they had if they had such a small number of pilots, then they really had, I mean, it makes me think they really had a smaller number of jets available. Which means somebody who was worse off than Randy Quaid's character, mind you, probably had to get put out of one of those jets just so the president could go fly up. And also, after the speech that he gave, to know that he's jumping into a fucking jet and you're, flying right beside him. Yeah, no pressure, right? It's only the biggest boss in the country watching you right now, flying with you, supervising. Because he instantly was given a command position, obviously. So that means someone else also who went in ready to be a squad leader, just like, yeah, the president wants to jump into a jet, and you can still fly, but you're just going to have to listen to him now. And speaking of somebody that you're just going to have to listen to right now, I will advise you to go check out Mr. John Frickin Smith at MrJohnFrickinSmith.com for his beautiful song, Yours to Keep, as well as the rest of the album's songs of the Great Collapse. So also back to this president and his pre-battle speech. Usually when soldiers or warriors are going into battle, well, at least in like historical movies and shit like that, I'm picturing like 300, all of Gerard Butler's, King Leonidas's like mini speeches to pump his guys up before every battle and shit. Tonight we dine in hell. Usually those guys got pumped up because like the king or whatever was fighting with them. He was standing in front of them like, I am the front. Let's do this. It kind of makes me wonder why, if this president on Independence Day, if that was his intention, like if he knew this whole time before giving that speech that he was going to go into the air with them, why wouldn't he have just told them? Like, I get it, it's a movie and they had to save a reveal, so they could show the look on Robert Loggia's face as like, well, I guess you're going into the sky then. I can't stop you, Mr. President. But if he had planned that, which it leads me further to that theory that he only went into that battle because he pumped himself up so much with that damn speech. Because, I mean, wouldn't you want to know? Like, if I was in that position where I'm president and I'm planning on going up there with him, I'm putting on the fucking jumpsuit before I give that speech. Plus, president, didn't we see like George Bush putting on the jumpsuit and shit and trying to pretend like he was gonna fly to Iraq himself? Yeah, this would have been better though than that. On Independence Day, if he'd have put on the jumpsuit and then picked up the walkie-talkie and gave that big old speech. Not saying it was, no, it would have been more effective, I think. Just because he wouldn't have been saying like your bravery. It would have been, we are going to blow those fuckers out of the sky. Which makes me think that he really didn't have that plan. That wasn't it makes me think that wasn't actually an initial intention of his. It was more of just, it was kind of a spur of the moment. Like he gave that speech and then saw everybody else throwing their fists up in the sky. And he was just like, dude, I know how to fly one of these. Let me jump in one. I also find it strange that not only were both Independence Day and The Patriot directed by Roland Emmerich, but they both featured a little part by Adam Baldwin. One with like very opposite roles too. Like, one he was just a dude on Independence Day, just shoot the Coke can. Yes, sir. But then he was just like a full-on turncoat or whatever on fucking the Patriot. Throws the first torch to burn down a church full of people. Weird. That has nothing to do with anything. But yeah, I think that was I think that was all I wanted to talk about. Was just like like I said, I kind of want to do more segments like that where it's just like where we just take one little piece like that and just try to, pick at it a little bit. Because that let me know what you think, I guess is what I'm really trying to say. Do you think the president on Independence Day, played wonderfully by Bill Pullman, do you think that character's intention initially was to go into the sky with them before giving that speech or after? When do you think he got the idea? Hit us up at JNT Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We also have the voicemail number down there in the description there. 951-394-3420. And yeah, let me know what you think, or let us know what you think, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure there's a comment section on Podbean, but not many have used it. Hint, hint. But yeah, I'm gonna get off of here. But yeah, the guys, we should have the full crew next week. We do have some weird shit to talk about, but some topics are best saved for the conversational aspect, as opposed to just my goofy ass sputtering into the microphone. But yeah, hope to see you next week. Hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a short one. That should be a good thing. Solo ones featuring me they need to be short. So with that in mind,